So, hi guys, welcome back to Social Hathi's live session. And today, I want to wish all the ladies a very happy Women's Day. And as we all know that, balancing work and home duties has always been a challenging task for women. So, with increasing participation of women in the workforce, the pressure to balance work and home responsibility has only intensified. And today we'll be having a very special guest joining us with us, that is Mrs. Sneha Asarkar. So let's wait for her to join. Hi Sneha, how are you?
Hi, I'm very good. How are you?
Good too.
It's so
A
nice to meet you at this.
happy Women's Day.
Thank you, same to you.
Thank you. So Sneha, please can you just introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Sneha Asarkar, and professionally, I'm actually a BE engineer. Done my engineering in IT sector. Was a software developer for 5.5 years. Then a mother, now a mother to a 10-year-old daughter. And within the sabbatical leave, now I am a entrepreneur too, because I was just
Yeah.
there for my baby, after which I really thought that, I should be doing something. And that's how I started up baker store.
Oh, that's so nice. So, can you just elaborate more on like how did this idea of starting your own startup came up?
Yes,
Like,
actually, to be very frank, when I uh, was on a break, like, the maternity break, for 2 years, of course, you cannot really give a lot of time to any particular thing. But then later on, I realized that I need to do something for which my daughter will look after, like look on me to decide that, okay, a woman cannot is not only restricted to sit inside a house and then do only the house chores and something that she's just continuously how a woman is being seen, how she's
right.
always been taken care only of the house and she's only within the household, the four what walls you say. So I decided to get into baking and I started baking cakes. I sold lots of cakes for around 1.5 years, out of which my highest selling were the chocolate cakes. Though I never used to eat cakes, but yes, I made a lot of cakes. So once suddenly, when I was actually I got an order which was out of a sudden, and it was like an emergency order, and she just told me that I need it like within few hours. So I had all the material, but the only thing that I didn't have uh, was a cake box. And for
Oh,
that small little cake box, I had to actually travel a very long road. And it was like at an 11th hour where she gave me an order, which was like, I had wherein almost all the shops were getting closed. So it was like 8 o'clock, 9:30, wherein I had to really rush and really go and see where will I get a single cake box.
of
Not
course.
anywhere, nowhere near my area where I stay. So I had to go really far away. By the time I went, the shop was closed, of course. So I had to
Oh,
actually go and beg to some cake shop saying that please give me your cake box. I need it, like I truly need it. So somehow out of like, maybe they must have seen something on my face saying, okay, madam, le lo ek, just take it. So that's how that idea striked into my head that I think this is a need of maybe the area, because there's no place, there's no store that sells the raw materials for baking or the accessories required for baking or even confectionaries. There was no store. Sorry to correct. I need to correct that. There was no store. Yes. So 6 years down the line, there was no store here, And that's how
Okay.
it just came into my head that, I think let's just start up instead of starting up a cafe where every other shop has a pastry or every other shop is selling cakes.
Cakes.
So let's just help them make cakes and let nobody
Yeah.
face the same issue that I went through. So yes, that was an entire that was a change of my that day was really a thing that I can never forget. So that was a day when I decided I will get into entrepreneurship. Though I come from a entrepreneurship background, I mean my father has a business, of course. So I do come. I've grown up in a businessman's house. So that thought process and everything, but
The
it just came up.
background.
Yes. And of course,
But yeah,
I had that basic and the prior knowledge of baking and how what all you would need, what all you can have, what all you should have, what all is like must and needed. So all that is something just right, and here we are.
but yes, that's very, like a quick decision or a decision-making thing that from baking cakes to, selling the products that you need to bake cake.
Yes,
So that's really wonderful.
thank you.
So, also, like, what do you think are the challenges that women face while starting a startup? Because,
So
like, it's all
basically, yeah, when a woman is starting some startup, there are like thousands of challenges that you face.
like,
Especially there's a lot of cultural and social barriers, like millions to
yeah,
tell. But there are lots of cultural and social barriers. There's a lack of mentorship, I feel, uh, a little bit of networking opportunities, and there is a lot of gender bias that
so,
happens. Like when you start up, there is a little bit of trust issue. How much and how long would you go in this entire thing? You never know whether a person who is dealing with you is really trustworthy, and if he can trust you as well, and you can trust them as well in especially in the matter of whatever. It can be capital, it can be the materials that is sent. So we've actually even faced times where we have paid the vendor an entire amount, but a very little bit has been received, and then lots of debates and stuff. So there are a hell lot of challenges that you have to take care, especially the main challenge is you have to have a balance in your work and your
right,
personal life. Yes, because having children, and when I opened it, my child was just 4 years old.
oh,
So, opening a store with a child 4 years and having in-laws in the house. So, it was altogether uh, a tough thing. Yes.
yeah. So, how do you handle the work-life balance thing
So,
a bit?
basically, see, when you have to handle or when you have to balance your professional and your personal lives for everybody, whether it is an entrepreneurship or whether it is a job that a woman is doing, there are certain things that they have to do. The, the first thing is that you have to prioritize and you have to set boundaries. You just cannot say that, okay, I have something in the house, so I won't go to the whatever work you're doing, whether you're doing a job or whether you're going to your store, whether you're doing anything. You need to set that boundary. If you are strict to your boundary, only then your family members and the people around you will know that, okay, this is something that's priority and she needs to do it. So that is really very important because you need to have professional goals as well. So you have to have schedules which will reflect that what goal you are working towards. It should also reflect to your goals, right? You just cannot be saying, okay.
Yeah,
Secondly, you need to delegate and outsource some of the things. You can't be you. I know a woman is a Wonder Woman because women
true.
usually are capable of handling lots of things at one time. So I know you really women are multi-talented. and you can say multi what uh, multi work.
I think a woman can't do.
Yes,
Like I
and she
think
can do
do
multiple things in one time. Like, if I'm
everyone.
talking to you, at the same time, I can be taking studies or something of my daughter. You just never know. So, a woman is capable of handling lots of things together. So, I know you can do it, but when you are into a job or when you are getting into business, you really need to delegate and you need to outsource certain things which are okay to be delivered by somebody else. You
Right.
can't be doing everything by yourself. You need to give some things to be done by somebody else also. Okay. Then the third most very much important thing is that you need to take care of yourself. Like seriously, because your health is wealth. If you are not
Health.
healthy, if you are not fit, if you are, you know,
I think
not
now
in
that
a position to deliver.
at the first stage.
Yes, yes. Health is to be at the priority.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are healthy, you are good to go to do anything. To like work
Anything.
for 12 hours, maybe 14 hours, because today in any industry will not ask you for a job for 9 to 6 or maybe 9 to 7, whatever. Every person after 7 o'clock has to have some call because you have to have, there are many calls going on, and then even if they are working back from home, there are things that they are still doing. Though it is on paper, you are working for 6 to 7, but nobody is working
No.
for that much amount of time. So you actually have to work for 12 hours, maybe. And if it is your own baby, if it's your own store, if it's your own passion that you want to do, you
For
have to
seven.
give it. Yes, you have to just be there. So, but before that, you have to take care of yourself. If you can't do that, you can't give the
Your
or you can't give your 100% or your dedication to what you are passionate about. So you have to take
right.
care of yourself. You have to exercise. That's very important. At least exercise 30 minutes in a day. And I think getting up at even 6 o'clock or maybe what 6:37, working out for 30 minutes is not a big deal. So even if you're exercising for 30 minutes and then your day starts, goes well. Right? Your sleep
Exercise
is important.
feel
Sorry,
fresh.
your voice is absolutely not hearable.
Okay. I said that maybe when you wake up and exercise, you just feel fresh and you're in a good mood.
Yeah.
So you're good to go for the
Yes, absolutely. You have to meditate, especially for your peace of mind, because there are lots of things you're going to handle in the whole day. You never know what day is it. You never know which customer, or you never know what type of a day it will be. You never know. You might just have some, no ups and downs in the whole day. Maybe the day is not meant for you, but you need your mental health to be strong because you really
right.
need to have a calmness when you're talking, when you are, uh, when you are really going there, serving people. Because what we are doing at Baker Store, we are actually serving people. There are so many people in this lockdown who have come up, and there were so many people in this lockdown who didn't know how to bake. Rather,
Right.
not even the lockdown, I would say when we started Baker Store, we had so many customers where there were people who didn't even know how to bake. So we actually used to tell them that, this is a proportion, that is a proportion, and then you mix it up, and then this is how you bake. So at a particular time, people started saying that, why don't you open up a class? Like take a teaching class or, take something up that will help the others also learn. But by the time we could do that, I think lockdown just hit and YouTube was the go-to place for everyone. So that's how
Right.
every person in every house is a baker because everybody likes to have home-baked cakes, home-baked
And
breads.
there's so much trending and everybody wants homemade food, homemade
Absolutely.
cakes.
And not only homemade, now people are actually going in for healthy things. Like if there's no maida. People are becoming more health conscious. So they know that, how maida is not very good. So how we have customers who are actually into healthy baking and they are going really very good. So you actually have people who are looking out for maybe oats or maybe any other like ragi. So many different types of things that are coming into baking, which is all happened because of lockdown. When the
Right.
lockdown was, everybody were only on YouTube because they had nothing to do and they were in the house. So that was the time when it was like a major turn maybe in everybody's life because everybody were in different zone. Everybody wanted to bake. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Also,
yes,
could
sorry,
yeah.
tell me.
Okay, I just wanted to know one of your good memories or and one bad memories throughout the years
Throughout the
about your
year, throughout the years, one very bad
customer.
memory, one very bad because I know you should be talking about good, but you should not forget the bad because that the bad
Right.
thing has actually taught you a lot
Yeah.
of things. So the first day of our baker store, the first day, the very first day, when we installed, like when we got all the stuff and then we made up the whole arrangements and then we arranged all the items there, here and there, and we had the shop open for whatever the set time. And the next day, when I sent my daughter to the school and everything, next day when we opened the shutter. So, and basically we all did this like by ourselves. So I had my very strong support, like my father-in-law, who was very, very supportive. So he used to sit in the shop because my daughter used to come to from the school. So I had to actually cater to her needs since she was just 4 years. So I had to cater to
Right.
her needs, and I used to at least, dress her up, change her clothes, and then get back to the shop and everything. But that first day when I sent my daughter to the school and everything, and I'm like, okay, this is the first day that I get up and go to baker store. I opened the shutter, and to my notice, the whole furniture that we had set up had completely fallen down.
Oh,
So,
how was
yeah, that was like a nightmare. Like, what is this? And we had just paid the furniture person. We had just like set up the whole thing, the whole puja and everything. Everything was very nice the first day. And the day we opened the shutter, and it was like,
was it
we're like,
must
okay, how are we going to handle this? Because all the products had like got damaged since they just fell down from a very height, like, so they fell down. So there were so many products that had damaged. There were so many products that we couldn't sell because, of course, you go to a store which is just newly opened and you give them a damaged piece, it's just a negative thing,
right.
right? So that was something which we learned that, okay, even if you've set up, there is going to be a fallback. I mean,
Fall back.
there are going to be bad times. So you just need to be calm and reset it. You can't
Reset.
just say that, I can't do it. You have to do it because this is what you were meant to do. You can't just say that, Arey, everything is just fallen down and I don't know how to handle this and I don't know, I don't know what, even when I'm talking to you, I can actually see the store in front of me completely had fallen down. So it was a very, very terrible, terrible time. My
That
first customer that came in.
the first day. That's just so bad.
Yes, it was the first day. And my our first customer who came in, she was so supportive, and that is the good thing that this was the bad
Yeah.
thing that happened because everything was just a mess when we opened the shutter. But immediately the good thing was that there was this very, very kind lady, though she doesn't come here anymore because she's, I think, relocated to Delhi. But
Oh,
she was our first customer, and I remember she came in through a very luxury car, and we were like, Acha, she's not going to come to us because we are as it is just handling everything going up and down. So,
right.
and to our surprise, she came to us and she was like, it's okay, like, just let me know whether you have these things. So we of course gave her whatever were her needs, and we gave her, and that was our first money that we got. Like the first
Right, right.
customer that we had was so kind, and that was a moment which really made us think that, boss, this is the right start. Like
That,
whatever happens, we are there together, and we are like running
that
this business forever. Yes. So falling down and not just getting broke all the time. Yeah, there have been many, many times where there are lots of broken events. Like really,
mm,
you need to have that the strength to keep up with this market, because the market is highly competitive. And as I told you, 6 years back, we were the only one, but now we are not. Because
yes,
obviously, when in lockdown, any entrepreneur, any for that matter, let that be even a hotel person, if he sees, यार ये दुकान में बहुत गर्दी है, तो I have to open this. ऐसे
yeah,
करके there were so many which have now they have all shut down. But there were so many who opened up who didn't even know the basic concepts of what are you selling. So
selling, right.
having a strong knowledge of what you are opening up is also very, very important. It's just not you get up one day and you say that, oh, I have to open up whatever XYZ store, and okay, then now let's do it. That's not how it works. There are lots of study, there are lots of analysis going on. There's lots of what do you say, market analysis. There's lots of customer base that you need to really develop. There's lots of publicity to be done. Now, this publicity thing has also become so, so easy out of this
Every,
Instagram.
like everybody has social media nowadays.
Exactly. So
So
people are like just on Instagram and Facebook, or maybe I don't know, so many different platforms. And it's so easy to,
about
advertise
their services,
in there, and then get a lot of customer base. But back then it was so difficult, because even if you print a small what
mm,
pamphlet or something and you put it up in a paper, you hardly have like 1% chance of people coming to you. 1%,
yes.
which is nothing
The
to
thing was word of mouth marketing. Like
exactly.
when people, या वो वाले शॉप में बहुत अच्छा मिलता है, then people are like, हाँ चलो चलते हैं.
Exactly. So
Right.
back then it was not this easy. Maybe lockdown has made lots of things easy.
Yeah.
Lots of people have learned a lot of things, and let's see what happens now.
Yes, that's true. So, guys, if you have any questions that you want to ask, you can. Where is your store exactly?
My store is in Vimannagar,
Okay.
right next to Natraj Bhel.
Uh-huh. I just hope a lot of people come to your store
Thank,
more now.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I don't think we have any questions over here. So, yes, thank you so much for coming and joining with us today
Thank
and
you.
enlightening about
Thank you
uh,
so much. Thank you so much for inviting. It was pleasure me talking to you.
that's nice. So, I hope that we'll see you soon.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.